Bonsoir, guys. It's time for our story for Les Sondus. This is going to have a mixture of clothing and toiletries and vocabulary that you have learned already and a few new ones because you are up for the challenge now because you're intermediate. If you feel at any point like, I'm not intermediate because I'm not getting these, just go backwards. Whatever it is that you feel like you're not messing up on, but feeling a little bit insecure with. So you can go look at lesson 10, lesson 7, lesson 4. If it's the vocabulary words that you're having difficulty remembering, definitely go back to where Emily's articulating the vocabulary words. Go back to going deeper with vocabulary because the articulation of the vocabulary words helps you to hear it well and articulate it well. So when you are hearing it, you can comprehend what you're hearing. The going deeper helps you to remember all the different usages and the cultural ones, which aren't in every lesson, but where it's needed. The cultural ones help you to remember, in this situation, this word means something completely different. So you can do that. If you're having a hard time studying and remembering those words, cram, not cram it in, but download the app, CRAM, cram. Look up Learn Haitian Creole with Gloria and do those drills to memorize it. If you're having a hard time with articulation, go back to speech drills. I know that I can be redundant. I just want to make sure you're successful. So I want to make sure I'm not doing these stories and then we start in lesson 16 to focus on the Bible verses to help you understand the sequential order of the verses. And then you go to level 2 and you're listening to all the old videos to go, okay, I should be knowing these by now and feeling overwhelmed instead of going, wait a minute, I just need to take a few steps backwards. I want you to learn that you, if you are listening to these stories over and over again, if you are listening to practice drills over and over again, practice sentences over and over again, practice drills for the forms of the possession, possessor. You should always listen to those over and over again. The question forms, the tenses. If you listen to those over and over again, you're not going to have as much of a difficulty because you don't want to just progress with the workbook. You want to progress and continue to practice. If you find yourself progressing and going, I can't remember those forms of the, just practice the forms of the forever. Forever. Okay, so let's do Leçon 12 story. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read it, and all I want you to do is take it in and go, oh, I know one word, or I recognize one sentence, or I have the general idea of what's going on. The second time I read it, you can pause me, you can look up words, you can think, what am I missing here? Am I getting the concept? The third time basically is when I go over it sentence for sentence. I tell you the new words. I break down the sentence for you to understand what I was saying and how I was contracting or words that I was putting together that you went, I didn't know those could be paired together. And then the last time, the fourth time, is when you just close your eyes and listen and try to see if the strategy worked, if listening, if looking and studying, and then listening again, if that worked. Samedi passé, grand frère nan te ale nan magasin. Frère achete yon chandail ble pou cousine nou ki ret nan moun. Frère pran yon chapeau gris met sou tête li, men pat remel. Li tou mette de chemise rouge ak yon maillot blanc pou papa nou. Après sa, frère choisi yon jupe rose ak yon bel pantalon jaune pour fem cadeau pour fête mwen. Pendant ce temps, moi-même se nan marché a mwen te ale. Mwen jwen pat ak brosse dents epi désodorant. Mwen sezi le mwen yon zanmim la. Li tap chèche crème ak poud pou maman. Lem rive la kay mwen frère tap tan mwen. Li te gen yon bel sandal nan men. Mwen retire pantouf mwen pou eseye. Sa se pi bel kado mwen jam jwen. Okay, very good. So this time I'm going to read it again, but I'm going to read it much slower because what I really want you to do is pause where you need to, where you feel like, what was that? Don't focus on rewinding. Pause. Your rewind is when you're done with this exercise and you play it over and over again in the car, in the bathroom, cooking. That's your rewind, okay? Always follow the sequence of a story. If you want to practice sentence drills, those are the exercises and the devoir. Remember, every assignment has a goal. This one, you want to hear it in sequential, in order, the sequence of a story. Samedi passé, grand frère nan te ale nan magasin. Frère achete yon chandail ble pou cousine nou ki ret nan mon. Frère pran yon chapeau gris met sou tête li, men pat remen. Li tou mette de chemise rouge ak yon maillot blanc pour papa nou. Après ça, frère choisi yon jupe rose ak yon bel pantalon jaune pour faire cadeau pour fête mwen. Pendant ce temps, mwen men se nan marché am de ale. Mwen jwen pat ak brosse dents epi désodorant. Mwen sezi le mwen yon zanmim la. Li tap chèche crème ak poud pou maman. Le mwen ve la kay mwen frère tap tan mwen. Li te gen yon bel sandal nan men. Mwen retire pantouf mwen pou eseye. Sa se pi bel cadeau mwen jam jwen. Okay, this time I'm going to dissect the sentences one at a time. Samedi passé, grand frère nan te ale nan magasin. Last Saturday, my big brother went to the store. Samedi passé, last Saturday, grand frère nan, the big brother belonging to me. So sometimes we do that with a phrase. I could say grand frère, my big brother, but I could be emphatic and say the big brother belonging to me. Te ale nan magasin, went to the store, went into the shop. Remember, sometimes we can say na magasin, the shop. Sometimes we can make a noun a proper noun. Went to shop, went to store, went to mall, went to airport. You wouldn't do that in English, but we do that in Creole sometimes. Frère achete yon chandail ble pou cousine nou ki ret nan mon. Frère bought a blue sweater for our cousin who lives in the mountains. Frère achete, frère buys, yon chandail ble, a blue sweater, pou cousine nou, for our female cousin, ki ret, who resides, which resides, nan mon, in mountains. Nan mon na, in the mountain, but sometimes we might say nan mon, in mountains. Frère pran yon chapeau gris met sou tête li, men pat remen. Frère took a gray hat and put it on his head, tried it on, but he didn't like it. Frère takes, yon chapeau gris, a gray hat, met sou tête li, put on his head, men pat remen, but he didn't like it. Pat, negative, past tense, not, right? Past tense, did not, didn't. Li tou mette de chemise rouge ak yon maillot blanc pou papa nou. He also put in 2 red shirts, blouses, and 1 white t-shirt for our dad. Li tou mette. He also put de chemise rouge, 2 red blouses, red nice shirts, ak yon maillot blanc, along with 1 white t-shirt, pullover, pou papa nou, for our father. Après ça, frère choisi yon jupe rose ak yon bel pantalon jaune pou fem cadeau pou fête mwen. After that, frère chose a pink, frère, I'm thinking, what am I trying to tell you? Frère is a name, the name of her brother, okay? Après ça, after that, frère chooses yon jupe rose, a pink skirt ak yon bel pantalon jaune. with a beautiful yellow pair of pants, pantalon, pair of pants, pants, pour femme cadeau, to make me a gift. That's what we say. To gift me, to make me a gift. Pour faire moi cadeau. Pour femme cadeau. Pour fête moi. For my birthday. Pendant ce temps, moi-même c'est na marché à moi te aller. Meanwhile, myself, I was at the marché. It was at the marché that I went. It's a very Creole, expressive way of speaking. Pendant ce temps, meanwhile, during that time, moi-même, me, emphatically, me, like what was I doing? Myself? C'est nan marché. It is in the marché. Moi te allé. I went. Moi jwen pat ak brosse dents epi désodorant. I found toothpaste and toothbrush and deodorant. Moi jwen, I find. Remember, we sometimes tell our stories as if it's present tense. Pat ak brosse dents, toothpaste and toothbrush, epi désodorant, and also deodorant. Moi sezi lem we yon zamim la. I'm shocked when I see one of my friends there. Moi sezi, I'm surprised, I'm shocked. Lem we, when I see yon zamim la, a friend belonging to me, a friend of mine, la, there. Li tap cherche crème ak poudre pou maman. She was looking for lotion and powder for her mom. Li tap cherche, she was looking for, was ing, was looking. Tap, cherche, te ap, cherche. Crème ak poudre, lotion and powder pou maman, for her mother. Lem rive la kay mwen, Freo tap tan mwen. When I arrived home, Freo was waiting for me. Lem rive, lem mwen rive. When I arrive, la kay mwen, at home, we would say at my home, Freo tap tan mwen. Freo was waiting for me, was ing, tap. Li te gon bel sandal nan men. He had, li te gen, he had a beautiful sandal in his hand. Li te genyon, he had a bel sandal, beautiful sandal, nan men, in his hand. Are you guys catching these contractions? Remember, these are contractions. Manly, mel. Anytime you feel like, oh, I'm not getting these, go back to lesson 6, the contractions, okay? Mwen retire pantouf mwen pou essayer. I remove my flip-flops to try it on. Mwen retire, I remove pantouf mwen, my flip-flops, pou essayer, to try it on. Sa se pi bel kado mwen jam jwen. This is the most beautiful gift I've ever received. Sa se, this is, pi bel kado, more beautiful gift. Mwen jam jwen, I ever get, I ever receive. You could say mwen jam recevoir, but we would say also jwen. This time I'm going to read it. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to listen to the whole story and see how much you got, okay? And always measure this. The next time you listen to it, hear how much you get the next time and the next time and the next time. Samedi passé, grand frère nan te ale nan magasin. Frère achete yon chandail ble pou cousine nou ki ret nan moun. Frère pran yon chapeau gris pou met sou tête li, men pat remen. Li tou mette 2 chemises rouges ak yon maillot blanc pou papa nou. Après ça, frérot choisi yon jip rose ak yon bel pantalon jaune pour fem cadeau pour fête moi. Pendant ce temps, moi-même, c'est dans marché à moi te aller. Moi jwen pat ak brosse dents et puis désodorant. Moi saisi le mwe yon zanmim la. Li tap chercher crème ak poudre pour maman. Le mwe la kay mwen frérot tap tan mwen. Li te gen yon bel sandal nan men. Mwen retire pantouf mwen pour essayer. Ça c'est pi bel cadeau mwen jam jwen. Okay, go ahead, download this video and hit like so that you can remember that you've already downloaded it and I can know that you have watched it. The next video will basically be on the exercises in Creole only. So make sure not to read or to look, but you're just going to be listening to me telling you the Creole portion of the exercise. Au revoir.